Hey guys, I've created the room. Feel free to join when you're ready. And password is Nyan1. The
Okay.
name of the room is
Well.
Nyan Dojo Room 1. Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it
Are you
going?
hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm good.
We need no more
Um,
words.
so I'm gonna
Appreciate
probably
you.
take 5 to 10 minutes to log on
Get some
because
rest,
I'm
dude.
almost home.
You're all good. We're just waiting for the
One
rest of the
second.
group, so take your time.
Okay.
Join.
Alright. So I'll jump back in one second.
Your mic's a bit garbled. Apologies about that.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Well, no. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, we don't need to.
I can't
You
understand
should
you
be able
that
to see
well.
it on the list of rooms. Make sure you're on an A server to see it though.
Are you hearing me now?
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying once I get home, I'll
Audio is
jump in.
fine, but
I'll jump back in the voice call
still
and in game.
to see the
Okay,
room.
sounds good.
All right. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, you would have seen my username already. Yeah, Ken Patrick again.
Yep, nice meeting you,
Yeah, I
Ken.
forgot. All right.
Got it? Nice.
Okay. So, I have...
Right, I need to
So,
share
surprisingly enough, I am a
sheet.
trainer, it seems, on here. Hello, hello?
I'm blind. Sorry about that.
You're all good. How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for doing this, by the way. This is really cool that you guys are doing this.
Not a problem. It's my first time, like, officially training, but I can't wait to do it with you guys.
Well, I'm sure you're going to do great.
Alright, so Ken's gonna jump into the call again in a little bit. He just needs to do something real quick. He's gonna jump back in, and we're still waiting for Rivia to come in.
Okay, sounds good.
But for now, are you in Naraka by any chance?
I'm in the training room, grounds in Naraka, yeah.
Okay, because I've got a room that's getting set up right now. So once everybody's in, I'll start up, we can join in and all that.
Sounds good. Sweet, thank you.
Not a problem. Take your time until then.
Alright, well, thank you.
Gonna swap over for a second. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking through the...
Password incorrect. It's Yan 1. No caps, no space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure it's the right room you're trying to join.
I'm working with Bin Lagan right now because he actually is just... He sent us a sheet and I'm actually curious as to what people wanted from this.
There we go. There he is.
Counter weapons, different weapon focus, mobility. So... Let's see what Baller wanted. I would like to focus on staff, dagger, and or nunchucks. Weapon training and suggestions. So it seems like weapon training is going to be a majority of what we train with today.
No words, man. It happens. Alright.
Mute him for now. Okay. Set the password. That's set up. Got the room all good. Rank games. Be able to combo properly, have good neutrals, game sense, and counter weapons in different weapon focus ability technique. Let's see, so with mobility techniques, I have a feeling we can go through a bit with that. Okay. I'm guessing he joined in. Okay, he's started his up. Ben has started his, so for now we're just gonna have to wait for a little bit longer. Go from there. Wiz and Vi haven't started theirs just yet. Let's see, so different weapon techniques, I believe they were saying. Combo properly, have good neutrals, game sense, and how to counter weapons, different weapon focus, and mobility techniques. Staff, dagger, and or nunchucks. So I'm gonna double check the dagger mobility, because that one is always a bit... Okay, that one should be relatively easy. Okay, so I got the room all set up if you would like to join, by the way.
What's the room code?
Let's see, let me see if I can find it real quick. Here, how about this? What's your nickname in Naraka? I can add you and invite you.
Capital B Baller 789.
789. Got it.
Ooh, sweet. Thank you.
No problem. There we go. So we're still waiting on a couple others. But for now, why don't you tell me what you want to know so far? What you're interested in?
I think on the sheet I think combos and then like forget what else I said. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, so I think I want to learn stuff about like the staff and the dagger and the nunchucks, I guess.
Staff, dagger, nunchucks. Okay, gotcha.
So
So
and
I do think we're going to be going over dagger and nunchucks a bit today because that seems to be
Perfect.
in line with a couple others that wanted to know a bit more about mobility, comboing, and such. So those
Oh,
two
yeah, I
would
think
probably be a better one.
Yeah, let's do those two then. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and then like I keep hearing the term like dagger rush, and I have like dash or whatever. I have no idea what that is either.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about dagger is that it basically has its own inline functions to where if you basically dodge, you can have a follow-up attack that's automatically with the weapon
Oh.
called a dagger dash, pretty much.
So is that like the blue thing? Like so after you dash, you like press horizontal and you just swing back into the opponent, and it's like a blue attack.
It should be, I believe it's either blue or I believe it was like a black, like shadow-looking thing that it actually lets you move
Okay.
fast. I'll
Oh.
be sure to demonstrate it when we get into the
Oh
game.
yeah. Okay. Hey,
But
I don't know the combos yet in this game.
no, it's all good. But yeah, the nunchucks are a lot more of a, how do I put this? It's a more situational weapon because that one actually requires you to prep your attacks. Basically, the way that the
Yeah.
nunchucks work, basically as an introduction, is that you have your horizontal combos, but once you try doing a blue focus charged vertical, that one actually depletes a meter that is built up from either getting hit or counters and all that. So pretty much that one relies on you having to either counter your opponent or get hit by them, kinda.
Oh.
It's a very
I noticed.
unique weapon.
I noticed when I use the nunchuck, it has like really fast blue attacks that lead me to get countered a lot, and then I lose.
So yeah, it does have some pretty good combos, but they can be easily telegraphed,
Yeah.
surprisingly. The only thing that you want to worry about is that if you're actually hitting an opponent with nunchucks, they could actually come out with a very powerful counterattack.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, I assume we're learning about that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that, of course.
Sweet. Is there like a good video on YouTube that like describes like how to like initiate a fight? Because like I watched one video that like broke it down into like the like starting phase, then like combo phase, and then like the chase phase or whatever. And I was just wondering if there's other videos like that you would recommend.
Who did you watch for that, if you don't mind me asking?
I can check. Let me check. I don't have the video pulled up. Give me a second. Sorry.
Because one YouTuber that I will absolutely recommend is OSK Gaming, probably one of the primary Naraka YouTubers that probably, I believe they just said that they're stopping with their Naraka videos, but pretty much most of their videos still apply to today. He is a fantastic one to watch.
Oh. It was Heaven, aka Penemu, and it was like how Naraka combat really works. I
Okay.
can link you the video if you want.
Actually, no, I think I found it. Yeah, I found it.
Okay. He's the OSK Gaming. I'll send him a follow. Thank you.
Yeah, he's a fantastic one if you want to look up guides for Naraka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like this video pretty much talks about the different stages pretty well, so I would definitely stick with that since that is pretty much the basis of Naraka as a whole. I wouldn't hold it to a T because the main thing about this is the fact that these combat stages can pretty much change drastically, like in a blink of an eye. So I wouldn't like focus on that too much and just primarily it's primarily just reading which stage it is and trying to expedite it to a different one to where the how do I put this? Basically comboing and all that, you want to basically keep that going as long as you can, and you want to keep that stage going on as long as possible while you don't give them the chance to. I believe it was the tech chase stage where you have to basically counter or move away, I believe it said.
Okay.
Basically it
Oh,
Oh, what was that?
no, continue. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, you can continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm gonna watch the video again after the study session, I guess. The
Oh yeah,
dojo.
of course.
Mhm.
Let me talk to another trainer real quick.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, oh, I think one of the people that was supposed to join my room went into bins.
Oh.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, you got this. Take your time. Sorry. Mhm.
Hello, hello.
Hello? I don't I was trying to join the I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're all good. How's it going?
Good. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't realize it had started already.
No, it's all right. We're actually just kind of waiting for one other right now, but I think we can start with you two so far. We're still waiting for Ken, who might be back within the next like 5 minutes. If not, we can restart the server and get in. Are you logged into Naraka by any chance?
I am, yes.
What is your tag so I can invite you to the room?
Like the username or the ID thing?
The nickname, yeah.
I'll just hold on, I'll message you.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm Motion, also known as, or I go by Brendan, but I'll be the trainer today, or the coach. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Mhm.
Thank you. And I am, in future reference, probably going to be updating my PlayStation name soon, because I don't know why I kept my old one, but okay.
Oh, good. Alright, there you go. I got you the invite there.
There's Motion Hero YT, but I can't see your YouTube.
Oh, it goes by the Motion Hero. It didn't fit
Okay.
in the entire thing over there. I had to put YouTube there.
Okay.
You just
Okay.
search up a Motion Hero, it'll pop up.
Found it.
Regardless. Let me see. Is Ken online or? Gotta check through that before I proceed. Seems like it's gonna be a little bit before he joins. So, for now, while we wait a couple more minutes, Rivia, what would you like to know today, or what would you like to go over?
Well, I've only been playing for maybe like a week, so I'm trying. I don't know. Like I've been playing, and it just seems like I just I don't know, like I can't get out of people's combos. And it's like really frustrating to me and my friends because we all just like started playing it, like we just were roomies together. And the most annoying thing that we've encountered was like, okay, well, we're going into combat, but we just like keep getting wailed on by like a relentless amount of combos.
So you run trios with your friends?
Yes, and it's like we go into combat and okay, well here comes this one guy. I don't know what weapon they're using, and I just can't get out of the combo and I die. And I'm like, is there any way to like besides countering, there's like no block button. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to like Smash Brothers and other things.
Yeah, so counter is pretty much the only way to combat a blue focus, but one thing that you can so of course there's the dodge button. You can actually use that to kind of escape a few different moves that aren't in blue focus, but it's the only other not only other possible way. You can clash by doing an attack before they can continue comboing, unless they of course don't let you do so. What character do you generally play?
Right now I'm playing Yoto. I'm
Yotohime?
My what? Perhaps I am the
then
one
I'm
choosing
playing
you.
the zipping
Zippin Ying.
I'm not afraid of a little blood.
Okay, Baller, what
and
about
the
you?
little ninja
Like,
chick.
Die and then Valda and then Justina. I just play
I will
whatever.
Thank you.
Okay. So it seems like you two definitely have different like play styles kind of, but we can definitely I think it seems like we need to go over just engages and game sense prior to fighting for sure.
One
What was that?
I was gonna say if you're playing Yodo, try her S3. You can like use
What
it
it
while under
takes to
attack
join
and
my
then heal
crew?
inside of it.
Yes.
And it can, like,
Perhaps I
reset a combo.
am the one choosing you.
If you go to her skills, you can actually see which ones are usable when attacked, and those can actually help break out of a combo. Those are actually some really good combo breakers that you can use for Yodohime in particular. There are some on other characters, of course. I'm not
Let
sure
me
if there's
ease your
really much you
pain.
can do on Zippin Ying because she's more of a support character.
Let us give this age cause to hate us.
But that is definitely something you might want to swap on her in particular. See, I'm gonna check one more time for Ken and 1 second. I'm gonna message him since it seems like he's online. Okay. Just requesting an ETA real quick to see if we should start real quick.
The
Okay, but for now, so I basically set up a bloodbath room over here. It's pretty much gonna be a free-for-all, but we're not going to be attacking each other. It's just gonna be like more or less, okay, we're all here, and then we can demonstrate on each other and such.
Okay. Can you show me how to do like the backwards roll thing to get out of the combo?
What do you mean by backwards roll? Like
So I was watching one like a streamer or something, and he said that like when you're getting comboed right and you get like knocked to the ground right, if you like hold dodge and then turn your camera around 180 and run backwards and dodge again right, you can like get space and get out of a combo. I was like, I don't really know how to do that all the way yet though. And if you could show us how to do that.
I can try to. That's not necessarily something that is necessary, I would say, because you're going to have that. You're going to have so the primary thing is that when you're actually on the ground, you're not able to move for a second. Of course, you're gonna have to go through that grace time, but all that comes down to is, yeah, as soon as you get knocked to the ground, you basically flip at 180 and then you dodge. That's just it's a very simple technique, but it isn't always going to work, of course, because when you're on the ground, you're forced to go through that grace period of basically being stunned when you're on the floor.
Could you actually show us like all like the different techniques to get out of a combo and like when they're applicable then maybe?
Of course. So I will be using, just to let you guys know, I'm going to be using Takeda Nobutada. He is probably my best character solely on the fact that he is probably one of the, I wouldn't say he's underrated, but he is one of the best sustainable characters in a fight. And I would definitely, If you want to actually focus on sustain, he might be a good one to think about using because he actually has a disarm that you basically engage, and then if anybody hits you with a blue focus, you basically counter them and restore HP and deal damage to them. But he also has his ultimate, his second one being a teleport that is a very important one for him, in my opinion. If you're in a combo, basically it's basically Damok a teleport. What happens is he will knock any players back, and he's going to hover in the air where a targeting reticle will pop up. You can actually use that to engage enemies again or teleport away. It is actually a very good escape tool slash combo breaker. He's actually just a very good one that focuses on sustaining said combos and disarming people. So I would definitely recommend that you guys should possibly try him out if we're going to be focusing on sustain and combo breakers, because he, along with Yodohime and Feria Shen, I believe, are probably the better ones to get out of a combo. Tarka G is another good one because he can
Always look on the bright side.
He can defend against anybody like that and counterattack. But it seems like more or less there are a few characters that have it built in, but if you're looking for a particular way of escaping with any character, we'll have to put into practice for sure. Doesn't seem like Ken is responding, unfortunately. So for now, I'm going to start the room and we can actually begin. Alright, you guys all ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, we're both in? Good.
Can you show the dagger dash, by the way?
Yes, I can actually demonstrate it right here. So, pretty much, if you pull out the dagger right now, you do a horizontal... Oh no, that's longsword. If you basically do a horizontal strike and then do the dodge after, you'll see a black cloud like that. That's the dagger dash. You can do that repeatedly, but keep in mind, if you do the dash and then hit another strike, you're going to be in a blue focus, which can be countered.
So when you're like starting off the game, right, you just want like a general like talent build for everyone. Is like the stamina on left and right good, by the way?
Stamina is one of the best for sure, because you can actually do techs that speed you up, of course, that rely on stamina. It's always a good thing to grab. Alright, so let's meet up. Yeah, let's meet up in the center of the map real quick. Just right over underneath the big overhanging building.
Okay.
Alright, all here? Oh, there she is. Yeah, so dagger dash is pretty simple. You can do any strike, then dodge after. That's dagger dash. That's all that really is. Pretty much one of the easiest things to actually use as an escape tool, surprisingly enough. You can actually just do this. Just keep kind of spinning away, kind of. If anybody has a grappling hook, of course, they'll catch on to you, but it's a really good, easy way of escaping.
And how did you do that again?
Dagger dash is, well, simple with dagger. You can do a horizontal strike, or you can do a vertical, actually. It does the same, but you basically do a strike and then dodge after, immediately. Just follow up with dash, and you can continue on.
Okay.
If you want to try it out, feel free. But that's pretty much the gist of it with dagger dash. Let's see. Okay, so counter tools. basically, which skills do you happen to have on your Yotahime? You happen to know which one?
Just the basic standard ones for right now.
So pretty much, I believe with her first skill on that, that cannot be used when you're being attacked. The other two, actually, if you're being attacked, once you go through cultivation and unlock them, if you haven't already, those can be used in the middle of an attack, and you can actually use that to basically run a counter blow against them, especially with one, I believe, called Cutaway, that you can basically return the sword and do a large strike against them. It's a very useful tool on Yotahime if you want a simple combo breaker, especially since she's actually a very aggressive fighter. You're all good.
I don't know what the controls are for the other systems, but for PlayStation, I suppose it's the triangle ability. I have unlocked the second one. I think she, like, throws a twirl or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, try that out. I want to see if that's the one you're talking about. So, just throw that out. Yes, that is... If that's the second one, then you can actually use that while you're being attacked. Oh, that's teleport. Okay,
You can teleport under attack.
Yeah.
You have to throw it first.
Yeah, so that one you should be able to actually throw out that first strike where you throw the sword. That should be able to be used in the middle of being attacked. Is it off cooldown?
Not yet.
How long until then?
24.
Okay. Oh, that's right. So that's the extensively long, cooldown one. Teleport's okay. Basically, the one that I've found to be the most useful is basically the one where you don't teleport, but you basically return the sword and do a large strike, because that will be basically a very good counterattack and crowd control tool that basically throws any enemies away from you. Basically gives you a little more leeway.
It's nice.
So I would definitely suggest trying to get that one later on.
Is this the one where you throw it and it follows her body, or it just, like, stays spinning around in one spot?
Well, all of them can actually be staying in one spot, actually, because you don't need to you don't need to recast it and then do the second move. Basically, when you recast this one, though, it basically keeps you in place and then swings the sword in front of you and throws them away. Here, guys, kill me real quick, and I can actually show you which one I'm talking about. Oh yeah, was that what you're talking about? In terms of actually, like, dodging away? Try to knock me on my back real quick.
Send me a
Oh.
worthy foe.
Okay, let me swap to Yotahime and I'll show you which one I'm talking about.
Let me
Yeah,
be your
it's...
blade.
Okay, so you are running the basic, flying edge. So this one, for flying edge, is the... Oh shit, did I not? I didn't swap the character, but I swapped the skill. That's wonderful. Okay, basically the second one is called Callback, where you can actually just swing the sword when you recast it. So, for now...
You're gonna run into the problem where you're gonna get comboed and you're not gonna be able to throw your tactical out though.
So, yeah, of course that's going to happen. Try to knock me on my back real quick, and I can actually show you that. That kind of dodge like that. Pretty much, as soon as you get knocked down, you don't need to even twist the camera around. You just need to hold the back button. Or, yeah. That's all you need. You can just basically do a dash away, like that.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so kill me again? There you go. Yeah, that's just me holding back. You don't need to twist the camera at all. You can still dodge back and basically do a quick escape right there so you can reset. Alright, swap to Yotahime, and now I can show you the proper thing over there.
I begin to grow vexed.
Okay. So, this move over here, I want you to attack me. Anybody.
You can do it, Yoda.
Go ahead and attack me right here.
No, wrong dude,
Wrong person,
dude.
wrong person. I'm right here on
Oh,
your
the
left.
Yoda.
Hit me.
It's the Yoda, the fake one. The one that's not you.
That is the flying edge that you can do. Basically, you swing the sword out, and then you can actually recast it and knock people away. That's pretty much the second version that is probably the best at resetting, like we usually see with the dodgebacks and everything. That can be used while you're being attacked as well. So it is probably one of the better escape tools for her. But of course, the first one is very good as well. Of course, it all comes down to the different kind of scenarios you're going to go through.
My blade is ready to unsheath.
Okay, now then, let's go through a couple of different things. First of all, I remember we wanted to talk about nunchucks and actually going through different weapon techniques, right? For both of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way the nunchucks work, if you actually equip them real quick, is that you're going to have the basic moves over there. You're going to have your horizontal strikes, which you want to rely for your main damage dealing up until, if you notice on the center of your screen, you have a bar that is empty. Now, the way that gets filled is you actually have to get attacked. So in this case, if I attack her, or if I can hit Baller over here, that should be filling up the bar, correct?
Oh, the white bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the main thing with the nunchuck combo is that relies on that bar with your vertical strikes. I have an empty bar right now, and if I try doing a charged vertical attack, that is all I can do. It's going to do that single strike over here.
Oh, so that's how you do the Bruce Lee thing.
Yes. You basically...
That's so cool.
So your bar can basically fill up all the way until the right side over there, and basically, by doing that, you can continue hitting the right clicks or the heavy attacks, and you basically continue that combo until your bar is depleted.
Now
It's the vertical one, not the horizontal one.
Your horizontal one does not deplete any of that. Now, if you notice, there are other ways beyond getting attacked that can fill up the bar. I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to hit you with a blue strike right now, okay? I want you to counterattack. Can you counterattack me?
I can try, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, my timing's bad.
Oh, good. 1, 2... Oh, that was bad timing on my part. Just keep hitting counter.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm gonna, do it right as Never mind.
3, 2, 1. And I just fell them.
Everything the grave is.
Okay.
See what it is.
Here, how about this?
No.
You blue strike me. I can counter a blow.
Yeah. I'm really bad at countering, by the way. Like, I'm poor.
You're all good. No, that happens. We can practice that today if you want. I will happily help you practice counters. Ready? All right.
Yeah.
Try that again.
So,
because of that, I have filled up half my bar.
Oh.
So now, my combo is going to be... It's going to go on for extensively longer.
Ooh.
And if you notice, the actual... This is probably not something you guys noticed, but as I continued on that combo, it swapped from being blue into a golden focus. Which, if you remember in the how to play instructions, those cannot really be countered all that much. Those are basically... You basically... It's a death sentence if you get hit by it too much. So, I'm going to try hitting you again. I want you to counter on 3, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'll try.
1, 2, 3. Try again.
Okay, we're gonna learning.
1, 2, 3.
Try again.
1, 2, 3. There you go.
Oh.
So, did your bar fill up?
Yes.
Good.
Maybe.
If you don't have a gold... Okay, let's try that again. I want you to counter when I say so, okay?
I'm healing.
Our
You're all good.
armor is whole again.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. I think I waited a little too long there. And I'm also using a harsh one counterblow. 1, 2, 3.
Die, silly.
Okay.
I blame ping. I blame ping. I blame ping. You know what? You know what?
You're all good. You're all
learning.
good.
We're learning.
All right.
This is what we're here for.
Yeah, of course. How about this, Rivia? I try it on you. Ready? I want you to counter when I say on 3, okay?
Alright.
1, 2, 3. That was possibly a little too hasty because longsword does engage it a little faster. I'm going to swap to dagger. How about that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that was poor timing on my part. Why don't you heal up real quick? I'll try it again on Baller. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Die.
See the bar?
Your dagger.
So now, do the horizontal or the vertical combo on me.
Ooh, it's shiny. Okay, it's done now.
So now you swap to a golden focus in the middle of that, and the farther your bar goes, the more you're going to be able to do from that. Basically, as long as you have a filled bar, you're going to be able to counterattack with that. Keep in mind, there are actually soul jades that are built for nunchucks that help you fill that bar as well. Let's go over. Follow me.
This region instantly.
I actually set up a rift dealer over here that lets us buy the soul jades, so you guys can actually see the demonstrations with that as well.
For you.
Okay.
Beat you there.
Yeah, right over here.
Oh.
So let's go to melee soul jades, and it will be. You have to actually swap all the way to the bottom because it's actually. Okay. It's going to be Dragon Roar, Velocity Untold, and Nunchuck Staff. Or you can also grab Flying Kick, but yeah. Okay. So if you read through these, basically some of these will basically restore Biting Fury, which Biting Fury is that bar in the center. Now, if I try grabbing a nunchucks, wherever my nunchucks went. Oh, do I have nunchucks? I don't have nunchucks. One of you stole them. Basically, okay. Is your bar empty?
Oh, I dropped them. Oh, I dropped them over here. So
Oh. Wait, where? I don't see him. I think it dropped for me. Oh, there you go.
It auto picks it up when I ran over.
Oh, it's all good. Okay. So these soul jades actually change it drastically because if you actually do the combos with this, it will actually restore Biting Fury. And the neat thing is, you don't even need to do anything if you're holding the golden Dragon Roar, because it passively re-engages the Biting Fury and passively gives you the bar. This is probably the best. Oh, yeah.
What a hungry thing the grave
That's the
is.
fully charged vertical, just so you know. It's relentless. That's why actually getting the Golden Soul Jade is probably one of the best things you could do if you want to build your nunchucks, because that way it restores the bar passively. Now, one other thing I want to actually teach you guys with the nunchucks is actually a movement combo that if you're not being attacked, this is probably one of the better things you can do to actually speed up your movement. So you can use grappling hooks and all that. Hell, you can even run. But one thing you can do actually is just do dash and then do a horizontal, just singular strike. Sorry about that. You can do a singular horizontal strike like that and then continue to move like that. Yes, it's going to use stamina, but if you build stamina, it's not going to be hitting you as much as possible. You just want to do the singular vertical and leave it like that, and then dash again and sprint.
Oh, so that's how the people are moving around.
This is one of them. This is the nunchuck combo. There's actually one for most different weapons. If you would like, I can actually teach you guys different ones as well. This is pretty much this is probably the simplest of the bunch because this is one of the easier hits and one of the fastest strikes you can do on them. Of course, if you don't build your, your stamina, it's going to be a bit relentless, and I don't think I actually have it properly done on Yokihime, so after a bit, it actually starts weighing down. Probably one of the easier ways that you can actually speed up your movements. Another is actually with the Great Sword, which I know, Black Great Sword, I'm sure you guys aren't really a fan of that, but this one... Oh, hey, Ken! How's it going? Perfect timing.
Hello.
Hey, are you in Naraka by any chance?
Yeah, I'm logging in now actually.
What was that? You're not getting on?
You hearing me?
I can hear you. You're a bit garbled still, but I can hear you.
I'm garbage. Oh. Yeah, I'm logging in right now.
Okay.
Like I just got laptop is on, so I just press played in Steam.
All good. Give me a moment, I'll reset the room and I can, invite you to it.
Alright, no problem.
Okay, so if you guys, grab the Great Sword from your inventory, I can show you a different movement technique. This one's probably the easiest out of the bunch that doesn't really consume stamina. So, the way this one works is simple. You can sprint, you jump, and you do a horizontal attack. You can combine this with sprints, and it actually speeds you up a bit, better than the normal run. This is a simple movement attack that actually lets you cover a bit of ground, and if you actually do it in the air, it actually helps speed you up a bit more and let you cover more distance. This is just another simple movement technique that you can pretty much know on the fly, and if you have nunchucks or great swords, these are really good ones to use. There are other ones for like dagger and dual swords, but those are actually surprisingly, those require a bit more technique to actually do consistently. And they consume about the same as nunchucks rather than great sword consuming none. Unless you use sprint, of course. Those are just a couple of quick little movement tips I wanted to show you guys before we reset the room. Basically showed you the nunchucks over there. Nunchucks basically help provide a bit more movement and are a good counter blow and all that. So if you see anybody running nunchucks, you might want to fear for your life if you see them charge up that vertical. That's pretty much a counterattack that you want to prepare for in the game. But for now... What was that?
Are these movement techniques faster than like the charge movement techniques?
What do you mean by the charge movement techniques? Like the,
like,
the horizontal one like this?
Yeah, where you like charge the blue one up and then you like dash out of it.
It's possible. For Great Sword, the Great Sword charge one actually slows you down, since if you notice, you actually stall. The Great Sword actually keeps that consistent movement. That's the only one drawback I can say about the charge ones, that some of them stall you out while this one is a bit more consistent. It doesn't stall you out entirely, since you can keep doing it without stamina reduction. Unless you use sprint, of course, midway, which will easily regen. So I feel like this is probably the better one if you want to not only conserve stamina, but not stall out in the middle of the movement.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the... Hello?
Yeah, we're going back to the room right now. Guys, return to lobby, and I can reset the room and bring Ken in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad I caught the training.
I didn't even know you could like swing a weapon and move faster. That's freaking nuts.
Once you get to higher ELOs, people will do that quite a bit to actually move faster. It is actually quite terrifying if you see somebody use it, because that means they know their stuff.
Dude, I watched solo. Yeah, did you?
I tried to do that in the casual tourney the other day, but it was like a new tech for me. So I was only able to do it when I was like really, really calm. So it's not something I could fling out on the minute. I love
That's
great
understandable.
swords, so yeah.
What's your nickname by any chance, so I can invite you to the room?
Oh, you mean in game?
Yes.
It's the same thing actually.
Kenpachi Ken.
Yeah,
All
it's the same spelling and
work?
capitalization.
You get the
Yeah, I
invite?
did.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm in. All
Alright, I see you. Let's start up the room again and we can start again. So, Ken, what is it that you want to know in particular?
Like, let's see. I guess neutrals, like what to really do or focus on when I meet an opponent, because I find that whenever I meet an opponent,
We
I'm
are
kind
united in
of,
our purpose.
what you call it now?
Engage?
I'm kind of not engaged, but I get kind of fearful and I mess up.
Oh, you get a little what's the word?
Yeah,
You get the anxiety
yeah,
in battle that you're going to be combo to crazy, like that, huh?
yeah, yeah. And then I don't really like. I'm trying to find out what to do because, as I said, for the casual tourney they did the other day, I was doing a bit of practice and stuff. But and I know like the blue focus beats the white um light attacks, but then you have the counters, and like my brain's just like, bro, what to do when I engage somebody, and then I also want to know like how to do like long combos with weapons, if that's what you mean.
Okay, I understand. Okay, in that case, then I think I know exactly what we can talk about. We'll... I don't know where we're gonna spawn, but I'll, let you guys know where we'll try to meet up. Sorry, got a little tongue-tied there. Okay, same map.
I wanna get good for ranked.
Move to the center of the map. Basically, right past that, giant skeleton and right underneath the giant hut.
Alright. And
Oh, you guys are...
here?
Wait, who's running the opposite way? I just saw two people run the opposite direction.
Oh wait, no. That's us. Wait. Yeah. Wait.
Where
Quick question,
we
though.
met up last time, if everybody's like confused.
Are there heroes that are better than some, like in terms of skills?
I see a lot of people using Zaya a lot right now because her DPS is kind of unmatched, but if you're looking for certain things, I can recommend a few. For healer, clearly Zeep and Ying or Kurumi, since they're the two main ones. If you're looking for base utility, I would say Farius Shen is a surprisingly good support, because her ultimate, I'm not sure if you guys know this, her ultimate actually provides a regen for her second one. You can actually deplete the time you're in the mech and actually help regenerate, I believe, HP and armor for anybody around you on your team. So she is a surprisingly good utility fighter. If you don't want that, she is fantastic at DPS. Takeda Nobutada is really good at sustain, probably one of the best, if not for... I forget his name, the one that turns into a giant super soldier. Okay, okay. Alright guys, chill. Okay. So, one thing we're gonna go over is just simple combos. I actually want to talk about that because here's the thing. How many of you guys rely on blue attacks? Like, quite a bit for your engages.
Try to stop doing that.
Alright, so I play greatsword a lot, and it's the weapon I'm best with. So I tend to I try not to, like, after looking at some YouTube videos, they said something about stone farm being whatever, like, immune to light attacks. So I try to mix it up, the blue attacks with the greatsword. I try to mix it up, and then whenever they attack me, it does the block, and then I unleash my blue afterwards. So I do it probably 50-50 actually. The blue attacks.
That's
The focus blue
understandable for a
focus.
great sword. So, what we're gonna do, guys, is I'm actually going to put you guys to a test. I want you guys to pull out your great swords. Do you guys know the big thing about great swords when you do 2 horizontals and such? You simply just do a blue attack for your second hit, always. What if I could tell you you can actually, if you do horizontal and then vertical, it's going to do the same. What if I can tell you that you can continue doing great sword attacks without hitting a blue combo? But it requires a bit more finesse. It's going to require a bit more finesse, but I actually am going to teach you guys how to do it. And the trick is quite simple.
Was generous.
So, The beginning is quite simple. You can start off with vertical or horizontal, but what you're going to do immediately after is you're going to jump and do a light attack. And then once you're back on the ground, you can do a horizontal or vertical again. So if you continue on, if you do a horizontal, you jump horizontal, horizontal, vertical, you're not going to be doing any blue attacks. Unless you stay on the ground and hit a second attack. What you pretty much want to do is you want to alternate. You basically want to do either horizontal or vertical for your first attack, immediately jump, and continue with a horizontal light attack in the air. That way, it continues on the combo without basically telegraphing that you're going to be doing a blue attack, which is one of the worst things that you can use with Greatsword, since pretty much everybody expects you to do a blue attack for your second one. This is pretty much the best way to exceed expectations with the Greatsword, because nobody really expects you to continue on with the combo like that.
Can we do like a crouch attack?
What was that?
Can we cancel it with a crouch attack instead?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can pretty much continue this as long as you want to, and this will actually keep the opponent somewhat staggered. But the one thing that I have learned is probably the riskiest move if you're wanting to continue a combo is in the air hitting the vertical when you charge down. The reason why I say that is because that little delay before you hit the ground actually gives them enough time to dodge out of the way and basically reset. If you want to continue the combo, it's pretty much the best thing you can do is continue the horizontals in the air, and once you're back on the ground, then you can do verticals or whatever. This is pretty much the best way to exceed expectations in my eyes with the Greatsword, and basically keep anybody from basically expecting that second attack to always be counterable. Because if you notice, if anybody goes against you, they're probably going to counter on that second hit.
What about just dodge it and then like hit it another normal?
What was that?
What about you just dodge and then hit another normal?
Yeah, that works. That is a good reset. That is a very good reset to keep that going.
Send me a word, bow.
Alright, that was accidental.
Nah, it's all good. I was actually... It's all good.
Shit.
It worked.
I didn't mean to...
I returned.
Oh, you're all good.
Spring follows the ice of
Hey,
winter.
it reset my HP. Take it as a blessing.
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so
boy.
pretty much that is an easy way of basically continuing on your Greatsword combos. That's probably one of the better engaged things that you want to do, and since you actually, one of you said that you wanted to use a Greatsword a bit more, that's probably the best thing you can do, is just kind of keep the enemy on their toes. If you're in the middle of doing that combo with the lights, you can suddenly just do a heavy vertical attack in the middle of it, and I can assure you they wouldn't expect it. Because by adding in the unexpectedness, you're not going to have them easily countering you. Which is probably the best thing you can do with a Greatsword, considering this packs one of the hardest punches for a blue focus.
Oh yeah, I heard that you could do like a staff combo and then just immediately swap to a Greatsword and just one-shot someone.
I haven't seen that put in action, and honestly, I haven't practiced that all too much, but yes, that is actually very relentless.
I think I've seen it on YouTube where this guy was showing he does a staff combo and then he does then he does uses the Greatsword, and he basically once he gets a combo off, they're pretty much dead.
Okay, so now that we've covered that, just a pretty easy way of practicing with probably the hardest one. And I say the hardest one because this is probably the between the pole sword and the Greatsword. These are pretty much the weapons that have the highest margin of error in terms of actually going into a blue combo. Now, I want you guys to swap to, let's say, the longsword now. And if you actually do the same thing again, between actually doing the same thing we did with the Greatsword, you can continue the combos on without going into the blue focus. But the reason why I say longsword now, with the Greatsword being a highest margin of error, means that you can actually hit more attacks before jumping into the air. So if you hit 2 hits horizontal with a longsword, then jump into the air, you can basically continue the combo for a longer period of time.
Wait, can you reset the combo with crouching?
You can with crouching. I wouldn't say that is the easiest way to do, because the only reason you'd want to do that is if you're going for an uppercut.
Oh, wait. Boom, boom.
And if you have somebody on their toes, that is actually a fantastic way of continuing the combo. Do a couple light attacks, go in the air, go back on the ground, uppercut.
Yep.
It is a very good combo that very few expect if you have them on their toes. And one of the cool things is, if you actually have that mindset that Ken was talking about earlier, where if you don't know what to do, people are not going to expect you to suddenly launch them into the air and continue the combo like that. So, now that we've put that into action, you can basically swap around to pretty much any other melee weapon. Let's say staff, let's say dagger, let's say dual halberds. You can pretty much use this combo where you're doing 2 light attacks, jump into the air, light attack again, and then continue that on. And it is pretty much it is not an impossibility to continue on with any weapon to hit any neutral attack without hitting a blue focus. You can keep an enemy and kill them without hitting a blue focus. Blue focus are really good, of course, when they're unexpected, but you don't want that constant feeling of going horizontal, horizontal, horizontal blue focus, because that's what people expect. This is basically a good way of continuing combos for as long as possible, keeping them on their toes, and continuing on and dealing as much consistent damage as possible. But what if you're running away from an opponent? Let's say you're at half health, half armor. Okay? I want you guys to focus in on me in the middle, Takeda. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to grapple. I'm going to go right over here. How many of you know what a scale rush is?
It's when you blue focus while holding on to the wall.
Wrong. That is not when you blue focus. You can actually easily do a simple attack off the wall. It does not have to be blue focus. But yes, this is a good way of exceeding expectations by doing this. Going into a blue focus while you're climbing on a wall. Now, oh, what was that?
I was gonna say, if you want to like watch people like do a lot of like crazy like the wall jumps or scale rushes or whatever, watch like the Bladepoint World Championship. There's probably highlights or something I watched. It was like insane.
Yes, people use scale rushes like crazy. These are pretty much an immaculate way of, let's say, catching your opponent off guard. Let's say you are at that HP ratio and you're suddenly jumping back and hitting them. You suddenly jump back towards them and knock them onto their back with a simple attack off the wall. It does not have to be blue focus. Unfortunately, the blue focus on the wall is probably the easiest way to basically keep anybody from preparing for it. And yes, if you're wondering, people can counter your blue focus scale rushes. It is actually possible to do that. That's what makes these a bit more dangerous. Which, honestly, the best reason you'd ever want to do a blue focus scale rush is if you're on a roof. Because A, if somebody's directly underneath you, they're not really going to be looking directly up at you, and the blue rushes have the highest DPS out of these. But the cool thing about scale rushes is that you can also use it as the escape tool further. Let's say you're on the wall over here, if I can climb this monument, and you do a blue focus scale rush. You jump into the air. You can jump high into the air and continue it on. It is probably one of the best escape tools in the game if you're being chased. The only thing that you want to focus on, though, is making sure you're out of the enemy's line of sight with this. Let's say if somebody's chasing you behind a house or over here. You want to go on the opposite side and then charge up the blue focus. Because, unfortunately, the blue focus actually takes a lot of time to charge. It's very detrimental if you do that in their line of sight, because they can counter or dodge out of the way. But practicing the scale rush into the air is fantastic for your survivability, and I highly recommend you guys practice it. Now, I'm pretty sure some weapons are better than others when it comes to scale rushes if you're trying to use that as an escape tool. Unfortunately, the Great Sword and the Pole Sword actually drop you quite consistently. It is not as good as, let's say, the dual halberds, nunchucks, or whatever, because this one is a lot slower. And it actually makes you seem a lot more weightier. So if you want to use it as an escape tool, I highly recommend you swap to a different weapon that is not either the Great Sword or the Pole Sword. Dual halberds or something is much faster. You can see a drastic change in between the speed.
What about the dagger?
The dagger is a very light weapon that you can easily use for it. It is a very good tool that you would want to use as an escape tool. And the only reason why I say that is because it is kind of that middle ground between dual weapons and great swords, where it is not consistently slow and it is not too terribly fast. The dagger is probably that middle ground where if you have it, sure, it works, but it isn't necessarily the focus you'd want in comparison to, let's say, a longsword, dual halberds, dual blades, or whatever.
Or the nunchucks?
Nunchucks are great. Nunchucks are a really good one to grab. Nunchucks are light, and they actually...
I saw somebody rank them as like one of the top tier weapons for both solos and trios or teams.
What was that?
I saw on YouTube there's this guy that I don't remember his name. He was ranking weapons, and nunchucks was in the top slot each time.
Yes, nunchucks are very good. They do require a lot of attention to the bar, of course. But like I told the others before, basically if you get any soul jades for the nunchucks, you can pretty much scale it quite well. But that golden dragon, I believe it's called Dragon's Roar on the nunchucks, that is pretty much an immaculate thing that you can do, that you can grab, because that way the passive bar in the middle will continuously regen. If you don't know the difference, there's actually a rift dealer right over here that you can buy the soul jade and actually see for yourself.
I got this for you if you want.
Hold on, I wonder if it's that thing here. Huh?
But pretty much nunchucks are one of the better weapons in the game, if not the best in my eyes. I'm starting to see that dual halberds are probably one of my favorite because, honestly, you can continue combos on pretty freaking well. And with the soul jades, they actually crowd control your enemies a lot more.
What did you say the name of it was? Dragon's Roar?
We're stronger together.
It's the nunchuck golden one. I believe it's Dragon's Roar, that's called. Okay.
What does it do?
So pretty much I believe it alters one of the attacks, but the main difference that it provides is if you hold the nunchucks, you're going to see the bar in the middle basically regen on its own. That is massive in this game because if you don't know, the only way that you can regen that, if you don't have that, is pretty much by either getting hit or counterattacking, or basically getting any other purple one that regens it for you when you use certain attacks. By getting that golden soul jade, that basically drastically changes how you play with the nunchucks, because that way you get that uptime on your vertical golden focus attack a lot more often, which basically can change your combos.
Wait, what does goal focus mean? Or what counters goal focus?
What was that?
The dragon, the goal thing, like, wait, where is it?
So, do you have a full nunchuck bar?
I have some gold in it, yeah. Yeah,
is it going up?
I think it's full.
Okay, if it's like it's on both sides of the crosshair?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's full. Okay. So, the main so you're wondering what that does, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you hold the vertical combo, you're going to pretty much have that simple thing if it's like that. If you have no bar, it's just going to do this. A single strike.
Oh.
But when it's full, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a bit of leeway where if you hit vertical strike again, you're basically going to engage in a combo that is relentless and uncounterable.
What?
The only reason why it's uncounterable is if you actually go to... If you go through, your combat and everything, if the Narakapedia, and you find the Golden Rush, or whatever it is, or... Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I think pole or staff has pole, not pole. I think it's what it? Has a gold thing. I think the staff has one too, cause
well,
I think the staff has one.
So
I don't remember.
Yes, there are staff and spear ones that if you perfectly time it and do, I believe it's called Nezha's Might, or whatever you have that spins the staff, the Golden Focus acts as a conduit, pretty much. Basically, what Golden Focus is it's right above blue and purple focuses to where it has the dominant relationship there, where it's going to stop anybody that does it. But it does not stop any ultimate uses, pretty much. Ultimates will always have, like, the top spot where it counters, but unless anybody uses that, you're pretty much set on never getting countered with a Golden Focus. What the full bar of nunchucks do, however, is... Where is everybody? I only see, what's his name? Baller. So if you come over here... Oh, don't hit me again. I want you to stand still, Ken. I'm going to show you exactly what the full might of the nunchucks do when you're at a full bar. Basically, when you hold your vertical strike and you do that first combo, you're going to hit vertical strike again, and this is going to happen.
My word.
That is the power of a Golden Focus nunchuck strike. There are other weapons that do that kind of strike. This one has a bit more of a prerequisite by actually filling up that meter. But if you do the spear and do that perfectly timed, like, focus there, let's say I'm gonna try on Rivy over here, if you let me use it on you real quick. If you do that perfectly timed, oh, since I didn't perfectly time it. If you do that perfectly timed... Oh my god, I'm doing bad now. There. That strike, right there. You're going to have a chance to basically follow up with another attack. Where it does this. That is another Golden Focus strike. Between the staff...
I think I know that one.
Yes, it's pretty much an easy one where... Where if you hit... directly after getting that stab, you're going to activate Nezha's Might.
What button do I press?
What was that?
Oh.
After the stab, like, which one do I press? Do horizontal?
Only if you hit somebody. If you do it in the air, it's not going to activate, unfortunately.
Alright, so is it second charge or first one, by the way? Second one?
It's basically, if you hold these right there, you're going to hear a loud, when you're holding down, you're going to hear a loud glass, like, cling sound. When you get that, you will let go of the spear right when that happens. It didn't hit that there. It didn't hit that there, but if you do this, right there. You might want to grab your armor. You're missing armor for some reason. So right when you hear that sound, you want to let go right as you hear it. So try it again.
Wait, so is it vertical or horizontal I'm doing this?
It can be either. It can be vertical or horizontal. They're both going to do the same sound. You want to let go at the same exact time. There you go. That's exactly how you do it.
Here.
It's nice to feel protected.
Hey, you're getting it down. Pretty much, this is... You guys wanted to know a bit more about engages before. This probably is one of the best engage tactics you can have in the game. Basically, if you have a team that's engaging each other, you're basically on the back line, they're not focusing on you. You can basically walk up, charge this real quick, and do that, and basically get a full team-wide hit. This can hit multiple people all around you. But
you thought I was dangerous before!
But I want you guys to grab something. I want you guys to come over to the Soul Jade dealer. and I'm going to have you grab the golden soul jade for the spear. And this one is called...
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. This one is called Razor Swift.
Okay.
Now, what this changes is I'm going to have you all stand right there in one spot. Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, it
Oh.
timed out. We went through 24 minutes of this.
No.
I'll restart the lobby. But pretty much what that does is it's going to change that strike where you spin it vertically and basically do a massive horizontal spinning attack instead. Which, if you can imagine, is kind of detrimental to an entire team. The vertical strike is still detrimental if you can actually walk around and gather people up. But this one basically says, hey, you're not coming into this zone and whoever's in here is gonna get really hurt. That's pretty much the extent of the spear skill there. By getting that perfectly timed thing there, you get a golden focus attack.
By my sword,
That basically acts as a massively detrimental thing to a team.
So it's basically so it's like the staff and the spear both have like the second charge dash thing, right?
Yep. The staff has the exact same thing. I personally enjoy spear more because it has a lot more of... It's not as drawn out with it as the staff skills are. The spear is kind of that middle ground where it's just like, this is kind of slow but kind of fast at the same time, but it has a massive power spike with it.
And how are you doing the golden focus attacks?
So the golden focus attacks basically are... You have to reach certain prerequisites from certain weapons. There are only, I believe, 3 weapons that can achieve this. I could be wrong, I might have to fact check myself later, but the 3 well-known ones that you'd want are spear, staff, and nunchucks. What you need as a prerequisite for the spear and staff is basically timing your blue focus attack. Basically, every time you hear a loud, like, last ching sound in that, and let go at that time, you're going to activate a very different attack from what you would do if you continue holding the blue focus. I can... Oh, this is a different map. Meet at the very top of the temple, in front of the place. Right at the very top of the temple area, in the courtyard, where that well is.
So, just a side question, in terms of heroes, I was thinking between the guy who transforms into the general, the tiger guy, and the demon guy. Which one is better for solos and trios?
Well, it depends on your team composition. Let's say you have a healer and a crowd controller already. I would say if you were to want to focus on pure DPS... You were saying Tianai, right?
Yeah, Tianai is
ready to be
who again?
unleashed.
The guy
So...
who transforms into the big guy?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say Tianai and what's his name? Akos Hugh are fantastic in DPS. They can be really good at doing DPS, but they're actually really good crowd controllers as well. Akos Hugh can knock players back and basically turn into a tank with his defense. But
And you thought I was dangerous before!
that right there. That defense up scales with how many people you knock back. So you basically focus on becoming a better tank with him. His skill scales with the amount of people you hit. That though, his ultimate is really good for DPS. If out of the people you were mentioning, I would say Akos Fu is probably the best. But I would probably say if you want to focus on solid DPS, I would say Feria Shen or Tarka G are actually really good for some really consistent damage. Now then, that said, let's practice the blue glow, the golden glow things. So, as I was saying before, they're just the weapons that you want to perfectly time. Now, with the spear, if you were to basically hold the charge down all the way, nothing's going to happen. If you hold it a little bit, it's just going to do that. But basically, Rivia, what you want to listen for is wait for a second. Right there. That sound. You want to let go right as that happens, and it basically alters your attack to basically do that stab. So I want you to try that on me. Basically do any... You can do either vertical or horizontal. It actually requires the same kind of thing. I would get... Guys, I would step back from Rivia so she can actually try it on me. So basically charge up the blue focus, and basically as you hear that loud sound, basically let go at that exact time. You don't have to be any distance away. You gotta wait for that second chime real quick.
Feeling better now.
So ready? There. So did you hear that sound?
Yes, like a loud bell kind of sound.
Pretty much, yeah. You want to let go right as you hear that, because then you're going to do the stab attack. And once you do that, you pretty much continue on by hitting either vertical or horizontal, and you're going to basically do an attack called Nezha's Might, which is that spinning attack that we've seen already. Pretty much, this is pretty much how you activate the golden glow for this weapon. So try it again on me.
I didn't even know that they did that.
Yep, there are very few weapons that allow this, but these require requisites. This one requires basically precision timing, while nunchucks require basically getting hit or counterattacking, whatever. So try it again. I want you to actually hit that attack on me.
Okay, so charge, wait for the bell, and then
right when that bell is going to happen, you're going to let go and hit that. As soon as you stab through, hit any other attack, and you're going to activate. There you go. You almost had it. Try it again. A little late. Try it a little earlier. Just a millisecond earlier.
For a warrior.
Oh. See, you're waiting a little too long. You're gonna just pretty much... What I want you to do is pretty much hold that down. Don't let go of it and just dodge to the side. I want you to just kind of get that timing in mind when you hear that sound, and then try it again. So just pretty much listen from when you start holding all the way to that sound. Try to keep that in your mind, because once you get that down, you pretty much do this. It becomes second nature to kind of activate it. You just want to start, like, keeping that time between holding it and then listening to the sound. As for the staff, I believe there's a similar golden glow one as well. If I can find my staff real quick.
Vertical.
Yeah, that is. Once you get into that secondary aspect of it, yes, it turns golden, but I find the staff to be weaker because once you actually dive into it, you still can be countered for a drastic amount of time. Like, you have this entire time between the jump and getting the first strikes in that you can still get countered. Up until here, this is when it really starts.
And you thought I was dangerous before!
Anyway.
But that way, it's really broken with Valda. You can just, like, do the golden attack and do a combo.
Not necessarily. I'm pretty sure the reason why staff can be broken sometimes is because you can actually grab the much, what's the word? There's the golden soul jade for the staff that basically prolongs this combo and basically lasts longer. But Valda is a very detrimental combo in terms of facing people. Because of exactly what you said, you can actually just kind of mess with people and then you basically send them to their death.
It's nice to feel protected.
Alright, so Rivia, why don't you try that again on me with the spear? Try to get that timing down. Ready whenever you are.
Okay, so after the second charge, I just hit either...
You can hit me with anything.
Horizontal or vertical?
Yep, just... If you're doing a horizontal attack, just pretend it's just another horizontal attack after. It's gonna activate regardless. There you go. Ooh. Try going a little earlier. Try letting go a little faster.
Armor fit for a
And
warrior.
the second thing charges up, you just let go.
What was that?
The instant the second thing charges, you just immediately let go. There's no delay or anything. As soon as it happens, you just let go.
Yep. So, I think you let go a little too early there. You just want to find that little brief middle ground. Try it again. So, let me see. Pretty much 1.25 seconds. So, 1. There you go. 1. Right there. That timing.
That's the staff one.
Try it again. Oh, you're almost there. You're actually letting go a little faster now. Just let go just a teeny bit more right when you hear the chime. Little later there. So, like this. Right there. That's all it takes. That's the timing. There you go. Try it again. Perfect timing there. Nice job. One more time. I'm not gonna dodge this time. There you go. Now, right as you stab me with that, you need to hit a follow-up attack with your horizontal. Or vertical, either way. Try it again. Follow up with Nezha's Might.
It closed? What?
You got this, Rivia. There you go! And you can, honestly, you can continue that for as long as possible. You can just keep hitting the horizontal or vertical, and you can follow up with a blue focus immediately after. That is the power of the spear. It's just precision timing.
Wow.
It's precision timing, and that's all it is to it. Good job. I am very proud of you guys. You guys are doing so good today.
I return. Spring follows the ice of winter.
All right. That said, is there anything else we want to cover right now?
Anything?
I guess just for me, it's just how to approach people. And is it that I need to learn longer combos in the long run or the short run, or like ranked? Because I wanna get into ranked.
You don't need.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to lower my SFX because I could not hear a thing there once that freaking like dragon or something came up above. All right, can you repeat that?
No, I was saying for like ranked, do I need to learn long combos?
I don't think it's really required to learn long form combos. You've pretty much covered the basis of it, because what we practice with the greatsword can be applied to pretty much any weapon. Basically, if let me grab a different weapon right now. I'm just gonna grab, let's grab the katana. Here, come over to me. Let me show you. Then you do light, or sorry, I swapped katana. Do that, jump. You can basically just kind of keep all that in mind. Just if you can continue the long form combos without using blue focus, you can pretty much line yourself up for any combo. So, Baller, how about you come over here real quick? So hold still real quick. So I'm gonna just do a quick combo. Jump in the air, go back on there, uppercut. You could pretty much move any kind of combo into this. After what we kind of practice, we pretty much practice the pure basics of extending your combos. You don't really need a full basis of continuing stuff on, but how about this? I'll teach you guys one last thing in terms of a simple combo. We're gonna do light attack, crouch, uppercut. This is pretty much the standard that you see in ranked and other games. Pretty much just do 2 light attacks, crouch, uppercut. That's pretty much the extent of what you're gonna see. That is pretty much what's going to help you extend combos like that. Try this. We're gonna do... Okay, hold up. So just do 2 light attacks, and then do crouch, vertical, uppercut.
Armor
Oh, it's
fit
a
for a
Oh,
warrior.
wait a minute.
That's all it is.
You were supposed to be good.
This is something that I actually didn't know when I first started was the uppercut. So actually, teaching you guys this was pretty much a
Return. A
very
spring
big
follows
oversight
the
on my
ice of
part
winter.
for not doing that earlier. But pretty much right there, the uppercut is a very good combo extender because that way you don't give your opponent any time to recover by dashing on the ground. But what you can also do is pretty much just extend it with doing light combos, going like that, and then continuing. All you pretty much need. So if I were to... Let's see. How about this, Baller? How about this? I want you to hold still when I first attack you, but I want you to try escaping my combo as soon as I hit you, okay?
I'm gonna heal up first.
You're all good. I probably should heal up myself.
Armor fit for a warrior.
Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. So basically, one thing that we notice there is as soon as I do the uppercut, there is a delay, unfortunately. So let me try this again. Hold
I
still.
was concerned about that.
Alright, so hold still and then escape as soon as I try hitting you, okay?
Yeah, he did get away.
He did indeed. But one thing that you guys can also practice is just sliding. Because as soon as you slide, you can follow up with the uppercut. So, here. Say he's trying to run from me, I slide, start off a combo like that. This is actually a very good practical engaged starter. So chasing after him.
God damn.
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 That was not intentional, just so you know, countering you in the air. I will not deny that was kind of cool though.
That was cool. That was cool. Good shit.
Oh yeah, I stole your katana. It's in my body. All right, I'm coming back
Spring
over.
follows the ice of winter.
Pretty much, all it comes down to is when it comes to starting your combos, there are certain weapons that might be stronger in doing so. I have learned that the katana is not necessarily a great one. It's good for actually doing the quick jab attacks and all that, and if you can get a blue focus tied in there, you're basically going to expect extreme damage. Some weapons that are a lot better, though, at continuing combos are, well, this is kind of expected, but let's say dual halberds, let's say the staff, the spear. Those are actually really good when it comes to extending combos and actually keeping people in line. Because if I tried... Ooh.
And you thought I was dangerous before!
Oh, okay. I guess you follow up, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Grapple.
Pretty much, you can use long-handled weapons because they have better range for actually extending combos. Dagger is decent since it's actually swift and allows you to gather a lot more swift attacks with dagger dash and such. But do you guys really know the main power of the dagger, honestly? What is the first thing you think of when it comes to the best DPS in a short amount of time? When it comes to the dagger.
I don't know. There's this purple combo I see it has, but I don't know.
There is
It's
only...
the vertical one.
It is, yes, it is the charged purple combo. Because not only does it knock your opponent down, it immediately gives you a lot of regenning damage.
Every death is a
Well, not
tragedy.
regenning damage, I should say.
Except when it's fun.
It is probably one of the most powerful moves in the game, solely on the fact that I have seen people big groups of people gather in the middle of this. But in the middle of the dagger stabs, you basically stop anybody coming towards you because they, in turn, get stabbed as well. It is surprisingly and deceptively powerful. And, honestly, it's good for setting up traps.
Carnage is a beautiful thing.
Time to bundle up.
Wait for me out of here. Can't see me.
Oh, I just kicked Rivia in the face.
It's
Sorry about that.
nice to feel protected.
Or bully.
Okay.
Now the fight may
Let's see.
resume.
So we pretty much know the extent of trying to extend combos as long as possible. Of course, you have the ultimate extenders that you can use to extend combos, like what I just did. If you didn't notice, I used my ultimate to escape Baller over there, and in turn, it knocked him back. Basically, that is Takeda Nobutada's teleport ultimate, which I find to be one of the most useful ultimates in the game on the one simple thing. You can control where you teleport, kind of similar to Yodohime and, what's his name? It's the guy that's voiced by, I don't even remember. Jeez, he's the teleporter guy with the yin-yang symbols. I can't remember him.
I'm ready to be unleashed.
But, yes. So, what the cool thing about an ultimate extender is the fact that sometimes you can't escape from them if you line your opponents up properly. Sorry, Ken, I'm going to use you as an example here, so...
No problem.
I'm gonna knock him back. Ultimate. Teleport's gonna go right over there, knock him up.
Oh, nice. I did not know he could do that.
You don't need to tell people about this character, okay? Like, keep him on the down low, okay? Less people that I see use him in rank and kill me like that, the better.
Well, here's the thing. I have not found many people using him in a long time. Which is surprising, especially in solo play, because did you know that both his skill and his ultimate actively regens your armor and HP?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I knew it regenerated, but not actively.
If you use both...
How much HP does it heal?
Depends on... Okay. Let's take my teleport ultimate, for example. This thing, if you hit 3 people, can almost fill up... I'm gonna say about 3/4 of a purple shield.
Oh, damn.
Because it's pretty much 1 bar per person, I would say.
Damn.
I'm ready to be
Wait,
unleashed.
what ult would you recommend for Yodohime and solos, by the way?
Yodohime and solos. That is a good question because her ultimates can be very situational. Personally, I enjoy the combo because if you're running solo 1v1 and you're really good at your accuracy, you can actively just keep your opponent at bay. Also, yes, that version of the ultimate where you actively bring him out also regens.
Damn.
Time to bundle up.
You froze both of us.
A true warrior knows patience.
Get out of here.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so Takeda's definitely my pick in terms of a sustainable solo character because the best part about solos is, in early game, you're going to get people clustered up. That is an impossibility to not have that. So if you actually do your ultimate wisely, you can catch probably 4 people in one teleport ultimate. Even if not, you can still use his first version of the ultimate and constantly juggle your opponent.
Every death is a tragedy.
Oh, damn. This ultimate is... I might have to get it. Because I got him, and I thought he was cool and stuff, but then... as I am a beginner myself,
Yeah.
like my fellow comrades here, I thought he was like Because the other guy I use, the general, who turns into the stone general,
Yes.
like whenever I turn into him, people tend to run away because they can't crowd control me. Although I did learn that I can be frozen, so that's good. So I guess I can be. But not many people try to do me anything once I turn into that guy. So I just I run away.
So
I tactically run away once I turn into
My
the general
armor
because
is
they
again
all run
up to
from me.
standards.
you actually
And I
bring up
just
a
see that.
very good point, because I actually didn't touch on this at all. Elite heroes that basically transform. Now, you
I'm
were just
ready to
talking
be
about people running
unleashed.
away, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you that you can actively kill them in their transform state. Because of one thing. I actually want to make this very clear to you guys. Even if you guys don't like the greatsword or anything, I want you guys to do this in most of your games, in like solo and such. I want you to actively try to grab a greatsword, because if you come across a Tianai, a Feria Shen in a mech, or even a general in the armor, the horizontal version of the greatsword spin can destroy their HP. I have killed.
Oh?
Well, if you basically, okay, how about this? How about I basically try doing it against you guys? Okay, perfect timing.
Yeah. I can turn into him, I guess.
It basically, the way it works is, while Tianai is actively trying to grab people, especially in solos, he is keeping his attention away. Feria Shen is a lot more slippery. She actually has a jump that can launch her far away, and she has an active regen for her second version of the mech. But the main thing, yes, Feria Shen is, like I said, she can be a very good support DPS in the game, surprisingly, because of her mech. But
Oh, the
even
girl that reminds me of that girl in Overwatch. Oh,
but the general is probably the, I wouldn't say he's the hardest to get. He's probably the middle ground between Feria Shen
will
and
not find
Tianai.
a better word.
Tianai is probably the easiest
We will
tank
discover-
or elite that you can kill. Solely on the fact that he does not have escape tools. He is solely reliant on crowd controlling others, and if you're smart enough with your movement to where you move out of his blind spot and then charge up a horizontal greatsword attack, you can pretty much destroy his HP. Not in one strike, but if you do it consistently enough, you can pretty much kill him.
yeah, because I notice people always run away, and I've wondered about it myself. Because I normally just use it to run away as well. Like, if they're hightailing from me, I'm going to hightail from them. Because the only reason I transformed was because my HP was low.
So yeah, I'll make it clear. If you have the tools, you should not be scared of Tianai. Because A, his elite Oni behavior, it doesn't last for long. He's still another character that just barely escapes death. But he's probably one of the easiest to counter when he's in his ultimate, because all you need to do is run into his blind spot. He doesn't have the movement capabilities to actually actively grab you unless you go in front of him. So he is the easiest out of the three elites that I would say you should probably try to kill. The general is a lot harder because he can sustainably hurt you before you can get anything like that. But if you get a good charge in, you can actually you can kill him too if you play smart enough. Feria Shen, I would not actually try attacking, because A, she could regen her mech and her armor and HP, and at the same time, she has probably the best escape tool for an elite by actually jumping away. And she also has dashes and stuff from what I'm aware. So, is everybody at the same place over here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to turn into the tank. I want one of you to grab a greatsword, and I want you to just fully charge a horizontal hit, and then just pile it into me. I want you to see how strong that can be.
I am awakened.
Go for it.
Alright.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
Fully charge the horizontal. Oh, you have to.
Yeah, let me try it. This, I guess. Wait,
One at a time so you don't clash. One of you come over to me.
Wait. Wait, no, you said horizontal.
Horizontal.
Not vertical.
Horizontal is key
Yeah.
because solely on the fact that you can move.
Damn, he transformed back.
So do you see how you move with that? That is probably the key
Yeah.
thing because as he moves, you can rotate around him and continue dealing damage.
my might and fall!
Here, let me do this on you. I'll do the horizontal strike on you. You see how big of a chunk that took out?
Yeah, that is a lot. Not
Wait.
many persons tend to stay around to try and actually like fight.
When people transform, a lot of people fear it. But honestly, I don't think it's smart to fear these two in particular. I think you should fear the general a lot more than Tianai. But when it comes down,
this guy sprints.
yeah,
can
this
sprint in that
guy
form.
can. Yeah, the general can hunt you down if you don't engage him. So you want to try to engage and try to keep his focus on you while not necessarily
As
taking in
strong as
too
my
much
heart.
damage. That's pretty much the key thing when dealing with him. When it comes to Tianai, it's really not something you need to worry about. As long as you have a great sword and you rotate around and constantly deal damage, you're basically set. That's all it comes down to. Various Shen, don't waste your time. Truly. She is not one that is necessarily needs to be feared unless you are at low HP and she's going to snipe you. But it's more or less, she's just kind of delaying the inevitable with that, and she escapes much better than the others, so...
It sounds like they pulled her directly from the Overwatch, the girl in Overwatch.
True, yeah. But yeah, Fairy Shen's got the best, like, survival capabilities out of the other two, and honestly, if they're trying to engage you, if you try to engage her, she can easily go into the, what is it called? Into the turret stance and basically crowd control and deal massive damage to you, so it's kind of a high-risk, low-reward kind of thing for her. With the general, it's high-risk, high-reward. And for Tianai, it's low-risk, high-reward. It's pretty much that kind of spectrum that you have with it. So, let's try that again. I'm going to transform back into the Oni. I want you guys to pile in with horizontal greatsword attacks.
I am awakened.
Have at thee. Horizontal, not vertical. See? I can't actively grab you.
May your ancestors forgive your sloppiness.
That is the strength of a greatsword against the Oni. If you see a Tianai, grab a greatsword, pile in on him. That is pretty much all you need to defeat him.
I shall not waste this life.
It's pretty much one of those things where it's like, okay, if he turns into an Oni, you basically want to keep yourself on the move and then just pile in. That's all it is. Tianai is probably one of the least worrisome characters in the game, in my opinion. And I'm glad I was able to teach you guys about this, because this is pretty much just a direct counter. Of course, better Tianai players can probably just grab you a lot easier, but it's just more or less keeping on your toes. Alright, I just realized that we're probably going on, let's see. Been going on for a good hour and a half at least with everybody. Is there any other things you would like to know?
How do we counter that ultimate? The one that Waller used.
Oh.
You dodge it.
Bro, that thing is insane.
I see people just taunt me. You just like get like a little bit backwards. She can't really do anything. You just dodge as soon as she swings it. Dodge. Dodge.
Pretty much, yeah. You want to time it as soon as she throws it out. You want to just dodge away. If she has combo, you're more likely to get hit, but at the same time, it's a bit more of a, like, you want to be perceptive about the Yototime with that. But
the dodge, the hands thing, the grab from TNA, I think.
Yeah, you can dodge that and then basically just do that horizontal combo. Pretty much all you need for him.
What's the cooldown on his grabs?
What was that?
Does he have a cooldown on his grabs? I've never played him before.
He does have a cooldown because I believe it's F that does it. Here.
I am awakened.
So I know he has this where you could just yoink like that, but right click is basically grabbing close range. He does not have a cooldown on that.
Get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out.
Oh, oh, oh.
My God.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask again? I forgot.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why you want to stay in his blind spot, because he doesn't really turn as quickly as you would expect. That's why you want to stay right behind him at all times.
Yeah. What's the good sensitivity in this game, by the way? What do you play at?
Personally, I play... Let's see. I just run... In all honesty, I run 25-25 default. I feel like sensitivity in this game is not as detrimental as it is in like an FPS, because all you really need is your keyboard movements. All you have is the camera with your sensitivity. Unless you run like you can use sensitivity and use bow and all that, but 25 is still a decent one, because if you're running a bow, you're not going to be twisting around all that much. You're going to have them in your sights right in front of you. You'd want the small, precise movements.
Is here.
So honestly, sensitivity is not that big of a deal in my opinion. That it's to each their own, of course, but as long as you have your movements with keyboard up to par, that's all you need. And the reason why I say that is because, like earlier, you were saying that you didn't know about the roll when you're knocked down. And you could have done that easily without twisting the camera around, and you can just easily dodge with your back button. It's simple stuff like that that you just want to get. You just want to make your WASD your friend in this game. It's not necessarily like, oh, I need to precisely do this. I don't need to precisely change my sensitivity. I need to just make sure that my movements are up to par with WASD.
I did not know that that when he transforms, he could actually sprint faster.
Yeah, actually, that's why I said, like, he is a hunter. If he has you in his sights, you want to run.
Not know that.
Did you also know? Did you also know that he has a very enhanced jump? He can jump pretty damn high. Here, whenever your ability is up, try chasing me up here.
Okay. It's going up. We're almost there.
Just kick me.
I did not know, cause I was kind of saying that I got lucky, cause I was, as I said, I'm good-ish. I think. Well, it's up, so I'm gonna transform.
All right, yeah. Come to me up here. You see me up at the top of the building?
What?
Yep.
What is this?
You can.
What?
Are you holding it? Are you holding the jump?
I mean, wait.
Yeah, that's the extent of it. Well, these are higher buildings than most.
Higher.
But yes, he has.
This is pretty high.
He can be
This
terrifying.
is pretty high.
Yeah.
I did not know, cause I was wondering, like, I didn't know that I could sprint by just holding down the horizontal button and moving. That was insane, cause I just figured that out. Cause I've been fighting people, and they're about to die, and I'm in general form, and they run away, and I'm like, damn, this form is slow.
Yeah, so honestly, the general, if you ever face one or use him, he's pretty much like the most terrifying elite you can face. I don't think Tiana is that terrifying, and Fairy Shen can be terrifying if you're in an enclosed space with her, but in terms of danger level, the general takes it bar none, truly.
And I think the game just set me up to play, because I got this suit and this helmet and they match, and then I got this nice looking sword, all by just pulling with stuff the game gave me.
That said, I will say that I believe we should probably end the session soon. Is there anything else you guys would like to know? And any other topics that you want to know?
PvE.
PvE, the campaign.
Yeah, we'll just do that and just raise the levels randomly.
So, campaign is its own thing. You can still do mastery of your characters and all that, but when it comes to campaign, it's it's very different from how you perceive the PvP. Yes, there are still soul jades, but you have a lot more complex ones over there. Like if you dodge, if you basically do light attacks with your weapon, you basically charge up a counter strike combo and basically increase the damage of that. It's more or less.
This is faster than
I shall purify the souls
I
of
would
their
definitely
filth.
recommend the PvE solely on the fact that it's a very fun mode. It's a very good way of practicing not only soul jades, because if you haven't actually checked through all that, you actually have set characters with set abilities with set weapons. Like the general has his set weapon being a pulse sword. But as you level him up,
Yeah.
you can constantly have access to his golden soul jade where you get the horse.
What?
Oh.
In stone general form, are we talking?
Oh, no, the pulse sword is a horse basically that is meant for the golden soul jade in this PvP mode. Have you never seen it?
No.
Here, why don't I show you real quick?
I've seen it. It's horrible. It gives me PTSD.
Oh, I don't blame you. That thing is terrifying.
Can you even counter it, by the way, when it's swinging at you?
I believe you can.
When I need to know this.
Here,
The
Let's put
combo
into- let me
for
put
the
into action
pole
for
sword
you.
is the same as the great sword.
they're both heavy weapons, but the pulse sword has this one in particular. So, this is, I believe it is is it horizontal? Okay, it's charged vertical.
Behold my might and fall!
Check this out.
Yeah, What?
This is the golden soul jade for the pulse sword. So, I'm going to try running into him, and I want to see if he can counter it, because it does look like it's still blue focus, so... Come on, then.
I don't know what to counter it.
Okay, you should be able to counter it. Okay, how about this? Here, since... Do you have your pulse sword? Come pick this
I
up.
can grab it. Hold up.
Come pick up the soul jade.
Okay, hold up. Where is it at?
Right next to me.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to just run straight at me. You can.
Alright. Thank God, okay.
Try it again.
I don't... Hold up. Can I pick up this thing?
Oh, you went right in my face for that.
Sorry, my bad.
Actually, no, that's like the best way to go about it, honestly. Like, that's very low margin to counter.
Oh, yeah. I want you to try it on me now. I want to try to counter it on you.
Okay. You drop it?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
You're all good. Okay.
No, I have to do it faster. Okay.
It's basically you have to time it right when he's like... Alright, let's say I'm at your spot. You want to start countering as I make it right over here.
Okay.
Behold my might and fall!
It was not to be this time.
Try again. I want to try to keep doing this.
You're all good.
Maybe I
Oh
probably
my
practice
God.
this for the bread though.
Maybe this is a good thing to actually practice right now for our last thing for the night. Let's just make this into a counter practice session. So, the primary thing you want to know with countering is that it leaves you open. Counter striking when somebody's just doing a light attack, it's basically going to leave you open to where you are basically saying, "Hey, I'm ready to get hit. Come hit me." But it's just pretty much, I can't teach you all too much when it comes to countering. And I say that not as an experience with coaching, it's just more or less you have to start feeling the game to actually know when to counter. Because people will start doing blue strikes a lot faster. People will start holding them for longer. They will start doing combos and then primarily doing it. You basically need to take in a few blows, reset and realign yourself, and basically go, this is the opening, I counter here. This is basically something that comes down to your guys' game sense as players, rather than me being able to teach it. But from what I can do, I can teach you when to counter certain moves, such as this. Such as what I'm just about to do to Baller, right here.
No. Wait,
Ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Whoa!
Wait, The range is bigger than I think it is. I need to just.
Okay,
counter
yeah. So
before I
start
think I'm gonna
countering a
counter.
little earlier in that case.
Yeah.
There you go.
Try for him. Goddamn. You're talented.
Okay, ready? Coming for you, baller. Oh, too early.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it keeps like. Okay, interesting thing about this, I'm not aiming for you, Ken. Good shit.
Okay, try again.
This actually
Remember-
locks
remember
onto
to
players.
press the-
So, I'm not joking when I say I'm not trying to aim for Ken or anything. My character automatically just goes, this is the closest guy, I'm gonna go stab him real quick when I'm holding forward. No, so I'm literally holding forward and my character's suddenly going, yeah, you know what, I'm going for him. So that's an interesting thing about this Soul Jade. It's going to target you no matter what if you're close enough to a character in PvP. So this is something you might want to watch out for. There you go.
Remember to press the horizontal right after.
Oh
Hey,
no,
what about
he doesn't want to kill me.
Oh.
How about this? You want to try it as well, Rivia? Okay. Alright, you know what to do. Basically counter whenever I get too close, and there you go. There you go. See, you're natural with that. But this is probably one of the most telegraphed moves you could possibly do beyond possibly great sword stuff like that. As I didn't even realize he was coming to kill me.
My might and
It's stuff like this that basically means that your game sense needs to be up to certain par. And to that, I can't necessarily teach you that. What I can teach you is just a bit more on on techniques with grappling, flying higher, scale rushing, etc. And just
you to walk on air.
oh yeah, it depends on the angle of
the
someplace.
airwalk.
Yep. It is a very good technique to know if you're trying to escape. Same with the scale rush because it just allows you to, well, cover more distance. If you're trying to go all the way down to a certain area, you can do that. And this is probably common knowledge for you guys, but how do you guys cancel your guys' grapples? If you do at all. What do you generally do?
Can jump or both.
Yeah, so generally when you grapple, when you're about to jump and you're about to do stuff, you generally jump again, right?
Yeah.
What if I told you you could? Oh. Well, you took the last grappling hook I had, so please kill me. Oh, that works. Thank you. All right, so watch this.
You just like drop down. You press like crouch.
You hit crouch.
Ah.
See, I only learned about this very recently, and I'm not joking when I say that this kind of changed my way of traversing and faking out players, because generally, if you are trying to escape, you're going to go that way, and people are going to chase you. Well, if you stop and actually stop them midway? What if you just want to suddenly drop down? Let's say I'm going over here.
Death awaits those who stand against the Empire.
Oh no.
What if you're trying to drop down and jump through a window out of nowhere to actually fake out an opponent chasing you?
Another chance, another opportunity.
And I am not saying this to actually, like, make it seem like these are super rare occurrences, because you can use this, and if you practice enough, you can pretty much use this for your general traversal. So let's say I'm going over here to this pillar over here. I'm trying to jump up, of course, but the grappling hook doesn't agree. Sorry, I just want to do that because I keep hearing the Counter-Strike combo. This is just an easier way of making sure that you can drop down and get the edge on an opponent, or just, well, honestly, it's also good for traversing with grappling. Personally, I still use jumping, so I can actually, like, just prepare myself and grapple again, and it keeps me at level, but it's just something small that I feel like you guys would benefit from knowing right now. But, any last thoughts? Anything else you guys want to know? I would say this would possibly be the end of the session, if that's the case, because I've pretty much taught a decent extent of what I can tell you about, well, actually, just traversal and such.
Yeah.
But, you guys, I feel like you guys learned a lot from, like, just doing the simple movement stuff to just doing stuff like that, to scale rushes, and even just techniques with the rushes with the spears and the nunchucks. Regardless, I feel like you guys will definitely grow nonetheless from what I've tried teaching you, and, well, if you don't, then you can always yell at me later. But, for now, thank you guys for being patient with me for my first session, and honestly, I can't wait to see how you guys do in the game. I thank you guys for being such great students.
Thanks for being a great teacher.
Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for your time.
Final test, kill me!
No, I left.
You didn't move around me. And you moved in front of me. They did it. They got me. I feel like that alone will honestly make you guys a lot more confident in facing anybody in solo, which I'm really happy about.
Another chance, another opportunity.
But, that said, go back to the lobby, and that'll be all for the day. I hope you guys had a wonderful time today, and if you have any other questions, I will always be, for as long as I know, I'll still be a coach in the server, and if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the, the request coaching or questions and tips. I will happily be willing to help you guys further on one-on-one subjects, or if you just want to spar and learn a bit more, I am fully free to do that.
Okie dokie.
Have a wonderful night, you guys.
You too. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye all. Best of luck.
You too. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
My session. All good now. Well, I say that was a successful little coaching thing over there. Oh goodness, thank you Georgina320 for following on Twitch. I am so sorry that I actually didn't see that before. Apparently I was blind to the following notification, possibly if it popped up, or I just got too immersed in the coaching. So whatever happened, thank you so much for following, and I hope you enjoy. For now, I'm gonna end stream. I gotta go. I'll catch you later. Thanks for sticking around, and if you guys want to actually watch any of what I showed on stream, I will have a VOD on YouTube, and